The video of Witcher 3. I had a request to make a video on the signs you use to cast your spells, so here we go. I'm gonna start off by showing y'all the signs I have right now available to me, and then I'm gonna pause my game and go back to a previous save file that I have that has all my the abilities almost unlocked that I need.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt the Witcher felt that all was lost, until Kira gave him a new lead, the Crones of Crookback Bog.
So here we go. For starters, you have 5 signs to use. Each sign has his own special ability. One of my favorites is Yildir. It helps around specters, ghosts, it slows down enemies, and once you upgrade it later, it does plenty of damage. As you see right here, it makes a circle not too big. It's probably 2 arms lengths wide. It's not much. And as you see, it runs out pretty quickly. Let's time real quick. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. Around 12-13 seconds it would last. So that's a decent spell to use, and the recharge rate for it is pretty quick, as you see. But that's out of battle. Out of battle, all spells recharge quick. Your next one is Quen. Quen is an excellent protective shield. It works for you as a protective coating over your body. The first hit that lands on you will be deflected. After that, you will have to repeat your Quen again. Later on in the game, you'll be able to upgrade the Quen to its maximum capacity, where it makes a sphere around you, and it takes consecutive damage. And with the damage that you're receiving from your enemy that the Quen shield absorbs, will be given back to you in health. So a Quen is a must. I highly recommend that you learn how to use it. Get used to using it. Make sure right before you enter any battle, before you make any contact with an enemy, you use Quen. And then as soon as you use Quen, like so, out of battle, your stamina will reload, and you will be able to use your next spell, which would whatever be Arid, Igni, Yidin, or Axe. So the next spell we're going to talk about is Igni. Igni is for fire attack that comes out of your palms. It's really good to push off a horde of enemies or whatever's attacking you in bulk, or wolves, necro, any kind of necromorphs, anything that has flesh will burn pretty much with the fire. There's a chance of it continuously burning is sometimes low, but as you upgrade your Igni, it will increase. You can the maxed out form of Igni is is a consecutive stream of fire blast. It will just continuously fire blast. It's like a shotgun blast of a fire. It's basically a stream of fire. When you upgrade it to that level, you end up melting shields from guards and stuff like that. That creatures or humans that carry shields will burn. The shield will burn off them quickly with that spell fully upgraded. So fire is good for the Igni is good for attacking. Yiren is good for specters, ghosts, anything with magic related. It's kind of like a magic nullifier. You know, ghost nullifier. Quinn is basically defensive shields for you and maxed out regenerates health. Fire attack again. Next, we're going to be going to Axii. Axii is a mind control. It is not the best thing to use in battle. It's kind of upgraded, it's a lot quicker, but early on in the games, you must dodge first and get away from enemies, like so, dodging like that, and use it at a distance because it takes too long to use when there's enemies attacking you. So, and especially and upgraded, this one allows you to control an enemy's mind. I believe you can control up to 2 enemies when it's maxed out if you do it properly. And doing that helps out a lot. It gives you a lot of time to battle, you know, when you're overwhelmed with enemies. But at the same time, it doesn't do anything for attacking them. They do attack for you, but I mean, if they help you kill the enemy, it's gonna wear off in a couple minutes and a couple seconds, and then they'll be back to normal and they're gonna be attacking you. So regardless, it's not the best, but at the same time, like I said, it's to give you a handicap every now and then with 1 or 2 characters if you need that. But other than that, it dazes animals. It mind controls animals too. Like there's a bear here. I'm gonna mess with him a little bit. So I stunned him. He's stunned for about 10 seconds or so, and the stun's gone. Oh, it's already gone. That's all it does. Arid. So basically, and that's upgrading this one to the second capacity, which is Delusion. It allows you to control audio, dialogue outside the story. So we've gone through that. If you've seen the previous videos of mine, we've gone that having Delusion helps you out with changing dialogue in the game while you're talking to certain people, and it also gives you a small bonus of XP. The next thing we'll be using is Arid. Arid's basically a push of air, a thrust push, like a Jedi thrust push. It's good for multiple attacks against flying creatures. It's amazing against dragons, griffins, anything that for it. It knocks them down to the ground with the perfect timing. They will knock right to your feet. Fully upgraded, the Arid will when you use it, it will blast and it will have a chance of freezing weaker enemies. So it's pretty good, honestly. It's a must use eventually. So always keep that in mind with that spell. But like I said, it doesn't do a lot against physical creatures that are strong physically, like this bear. But that's where you would have to change your tactics. Before I continue with that bear, let me show some stuff. Over here, I already started most of my skill tree right here. As you can see, I have Delusion. I have it maxed out at level 3. But like I said, using it outside of battle gives you bonus XP, and it will give you a different dialogue sometimes for different characters. Your signs, this is where you will upgrade them, and you'll apply your upgrades to your skill tree on the right, which would upgrade your ability outside in battle. So for me right now, I usually have Delusion on there because I will forget usually to put it back on when I know I'm going to go turn in a mission or do some dialogue or pick up a mission. So I usually have it equipped at all times, but people are different. I play differently, but if I wanted to, I could go with. I have Arid here. I can't do it because I'm in combat right now, but Arid would give me an increase of range about 3 yards. So I'll show you that right now. And like I said, each of these have their own first level upgrades. The first level would be about three skill points. Then or 3 more, and then 5, I believe, and then another 5 or 3. It all depends on the skill and the skill point. Let's see. Right here, the Delusion, which is Axii. They're all in rows here. Axii's right here. Quinn's right here. Gildan, Igni, and Arid. Your 5 spells are there. They go downward to upgrade to the next level. To reach the next level, you must first have enough skill points in the column before you. In the column before the next level. So if I want to get to this one, I have to have at least spent 12 skill points on this row right here to start on this row right here, and I have to be at least at level. So there's that. And then also when you equip your spells over here to the right, there's the different mutagens that you could use. There's blue mutagens, red mutagens, and green mutagens. There's also wraith mutagens and different monster mutagens, and they add different abilities to your health or to your abilities on this side. So if I had a green alchemy ability, put it right there, it would get a small bonus due to the fact I have a green mutation. So remember that color coding help with these. It's a must. Eventually you'll be able to upgrade a whole section here and put probably nothing but reds all here, abilities of reds, and then put red here, mutagen, and red mutagen right here, and you'll have all your attack upgraded a bit too. So the same goes for the blue, for the your magic or spells, your signs, whatever you want to call them. You put a blue mutagen right there, and your blue and any kind of spell that gets equipped to it will have a bonus to it. It's not gonna be a big bonus, but it is a slight bonus, and it may not go to just to your ability. What it does, green I believe gives you vitality, blue gives you stamina, and red gives you adrenaline. So keep that in mind. Combining your armors and your weapons with your spells is the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, which would be, like, say this sword right here. I have an Herberdier, I can't pronounce that, I'm sorry. You can read it. If you can't, well, we're in a pickle. So skipping that, well, we have this sword here, and this sword has critical damage, yada yada yada, dismemberment damage, right? But as you notice on the bottom, it says empty, empty, empty. It has 3 circles next to it, and it has empty, empty, empty. Those are for rune stones. You put these rune stones into those slots, and once you put them in there, they're locked in there until you take it to a blacksmith and remove the ruins by force. But doing so will break the ruins, and you cannot use them again. So it's a one-time use ruin. But you can make them, you could come across them, you can buy them, they're everywhere. So, you know, if you feel like you want to place one there, go ahead. You're going to make money eventually. You can replace it with a better one later. So don't be afraid, you know, if you want. Play with combinations. You can make your sword have poison, freeze, different kinds of stuff. Gain extra adrenaline, chance to stun, armor piercing, and different kinds of stuff, and freeze. And see, it's freezing and stuff like that, stunning. It's right when you slash your enemies or something like that. You will have a chance being stunned or something like that. But this also falls back to the topic at hand, which is you get a bonus as well for using your abilities, like a chance to cause burning. Yes, that increases when you use Igni. As long as you have your sword equipped to you, it will increase the chance of you causing that person to be burned. You know, poison for different bombs, or when you poison them, you have a chance of poisoning them while slashing them. Sign intensity, it increases the sign intensity for whichever sign you're using at that time you want to use, or also it helps with the increase in signs. As you see, this sword I have, this Viper's Silver Sword, it increases the arid sign intensity. So by using this sword, whenever I use arid, it gives me a slight boost of 10% intensity to it, and that goes with any other weapon I may have that has a different ability to it that increases a certain ability to it. The spell. Let's see if I have another armor. This armor, they increase the intensity of action. Like all weapons and all armors have their own special stats to them. Some of them help with you with spells, and some of them don't. So keep an eye out for the ones that do and don't. You can make a lot of your armors that do. So, like I said, your armors and your weapons help you out a lot with your ability to combine them to make magic just a lot tougher. And that would bring me to my next subject. But first, let me fight this quick bear real quick, and then we'll save it, and then I'll show you the next level of spells in that form. So right here, as you saw earlier, Arid didn't work too well on a physical creature with strength like this. So, you know, regain your composure. Use Zaxi to stun them real quick. It gives you time to move in, go for some attacks. I caused the burning because one of my swords has I didn't use a fire spell, but as you notice, he caught fire, and that goes back to the way I have one of my swords set up. I believe I'm using this one, chance to cause burning. I'm using a regular sword because it's not a monster, it's just a beast. So I have a ruin on it, a ruin stone to cause burning. As you notice right now, I did not use a fire spell, he just caught fire. So doing that, you know, he caught fire because of that. Fire does a lot of damage, but I took too long on it. My adrenaline doesn't heal too quickly, so that's why. But now I'm gonna wait for my stamina to heal up so you can see what Quinn does. Timing's everything in this game, so remember that. There, I have a Quinn shield. I get close. He attacked me once there, and it just, as you see, it bursted. Eventually, your shield will do damage to the person that destroys it. Shield again. You go through a whole battle without getting hit as long as you have the Quinn shield, like so. It doesn't do no damage. Eventually, you learn how to combine your spells like so. Take your time. When you're in battle, do your damage if you have to. Well, there it is. Remember, collect everything. Increase your carrying capacity as quickly as you can by increasing the saddle on your horse. So you could sell your stuff as quickly as possible. Pick up herbs and everything you can. Alright then, let me save this real quick. Don't want to lose any of this. Nice. Okay, guys, this file I'm loading is a previous game I played on this Witcher 3. I've already beaten it already once with Broken Bones and Bruises. I've beaten the campaign, both DLCs, Blood and Wine and Heart of Stone. So right here at this point, I already have quite a bit of DLC content available to me. But I'm just showing you this so I can show you the full extent of some of these abilities and how far you could take them with your um with your character. This is my villa. Okay, and as you remember earlier, I showed you we started off with youth, and I kind of started it on purpose. That one out of I guess some kind of proudness on how far I got with that spell. Mainly because it matches well with armor and weaponry. Like I said earlier, it really does make a difference. Um, for starters, uh, character-wise, like I said, once you get later on, you get your blue mutagens, your red mutagens, or your green mutagens, whatever whatever floats your boat, whatever the style of playing you want to play. For me, like I said right here, the I've increased my Axie all the way to the second level here on this playthrough, and I've my yield increased that one to my level 2 as well. I have level 1 Igni, but that's because on this playthrough I didn't really use a lot of Igni. I did use a lot of Arid, that's why I have Arid maxed out down here pretty much. But on this playthrough, I specialized on Yidrin. Yidrin is it for me it went well with the armors you collect later on that are called the Witcher's the Grandmaster armors that you acquire later on. You will acquire some blueprints for them, which would be uh you'll find different schools of Witcher schools. There's the Wolf of the School of the Feline, the Griffin School, the Griffin Boots, the Hunting Boots, and the Wolf Boots. Special armors you can find that you can make later on in the game with some items. They are somewhat difficult to make, but they are amazing for armor boost, for spell boost, and all kinds of stuff. I have most of my armors made. I believe I have all of them made on this gameplay. Let me show you what my armors look like. My steel sword is the Grandmaster Griffin steel sword. I've upgraded this one from the Griffin steel sword from the very beginning, from the smallest point as I could to the Grandmaster form. I believe there's 4 forms to every sword. And this one you could see it has a 26% increase in sign intensity, critical damage bonus 25%, critical hit chance 5%, a chance to dismember, a 10% chance of dismemberment. I'm sorry. A 5% chance of experience from humans and non-humans. So if not a bear, human, or wolves, or anything like an animal, that's fine. You get a bonus for that. Also, you get armor. I put armor piercing on this since if I'm going to be using this sword on humans, I'm going to want to break through their armor. So I put 30 plus 30 armor piercing on the sword. I gain adrenaline mainly because at this point in the game, in to pick up my stamina and use it. I use it on my spells as well. You will be able to connect your stamina adrenaline to your signs that you use. So keep that in mind. Keep an eye out for that in the skill tree. I increased my sign intensity by 5%. And these are where some of these weapons come with special abilities. On this one, it says after using the stamina, the cast to cast a sign in its standard mode, the next sign cast within 3 seconds will be cast in standard mode without using stamina. So no matter what, if I use a sign, the next time I use a sign after I use my stamina, the next one can be used automatically, and I won't use any stamina for it. And then the second ability for this sword was the size of yielding traps is increased by 40% while you are within the yielding trap. While you're within the yielding trap, so as soon as you cast it, it's already 4% bigger. So stamina regenerate. Okay, and then while in the circle, stamina regeneration is increased by 5 seconds, and sign intensity by 100%, and damage is reduced by 20%. So when you're in the circle, your sign intensity 100%, your damage you intake is reduced by 20%, and the yielding circle is increased by 40%, right? So that's just one ability from Wonder Sword. But in order for me to get those two, you see where it says Witcher Gears 6 out of 6? In order to have that ability on the bottom, I would have to have 2 swords of the same equipped. Witcher Gear, I would have to have 6 Witcher Gears equipped, and I'd have to have armor, which would be the 4 pieces of armor, which would be your chest, your trousers, your boots, and your gloves. All of these are Witcher Gears. And as you see, the increase in yielding is 40% for every single one, and they all have it. So if you take just one, that ability is not available to you no more. As you see, it's no longer highlighted. And since it's no longer highlighted, when you use your Yidin's that big. It's not too big. Right? And I've increased my Yidin, I've increased it to its good maximum potential, which would be right here. It slows enemies down within the 14-yard radius, and it destroys projectiles passing through the area. Damage increased by 50%. Yeah, so whatever damage I do in there is increased by 50%. Anything that's being fired through the air will just get dissolved or destroyed. So I have it to that point. That's the second level. I've gone further with it, but I choose not to because it's already pretty souped up. So if I get my, say, I will put those gloves back on, right? The abilities highlighted again on the bottom for having the 6 Witcher Gears. Here's the difference. You see the circle right here? I'm gonna stand in the center of it. I did basically double that, and then if I do it again, right around here, you see how huge that got? That is such a big difference. So combining your armors with your magic eventually makes a big difference. So remember that. Always try and craft new armors. See if they increase the abilities. They do learn to use your abilities with your armors and weapons and some of your items. So that's gonna be it for today with this video. If you have any more other questions, leave comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. Have a good day, guys.